Dunkin' Donuts are always fresh.
I made the donuts.
We make them at least twice every day.
Time to make the donuts.
Not a few kinds, like supermarket.
Made the donuts. Time to make the donuts.
But up to 52 varieties.
The donuts. Time to make the donuts. I made the donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts, up to 52 varieties, fresh day and night. No
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Rise and grind this morning, Wednesday, hump day. Yes, hump day is here. Good morning, everybody. Game time, Brian, otherwise known as the mailman. Yes, the mailman is here. A little late, but we'll live. We'll live. I usually work later anyway. But anyway, good morning, everybody. Just to let you guys know, I heard back from 3 people. 2 people got back to me with their name and address, or their address. So I got stuff going out for Patrick Foley. I got stuff going out for CZ today, my man from Philly. And waiting on Mouse. Mouse in the house. Mouse, I emailed you. Mouse, I need, your stuff's already packed up. I just need a label to create, which would have your name and your address. So you'll get it when I get that info. I'm not Kreskin over here. But anyway, good morning, everybody. We're just waiting right now, right? We're waiting as Cowboy fans as to what's next. I alluded to it yesterday's video. What's next? What's next, you ask? Well, players are coming off the board, free agency, right? Players are coming off the board. I really do expect Stephon Gilmore to be in the fold, like I said, but he may be hold on, wait and see type, but I would just sign him. That's probably what's going to happen. But all the veteran wide receivers are starting to get sucked up. I do believe, I think Mark was wrong. Put in the comments. I don't think Keenan Allen signed with anybody. He said something about Keenan Allen to Tennessee. Then in the next breath, he was like, Keenan Allen's out there. Again, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper. Me personally, Amari Cooper's 30. He may play at 31. Keenan Allen, 33, will turns 34. I would go Amari Cooper over Keenan Allen. Just me, just because of his relationship to Dak. He's out there, but for how long? Maybe he's hearing what we're hearing, right? But it's funny because everybody's trying to make the case that, well, it was just Mike McCarthy that had a problem with Amari Cooper, right? It was just McCarthy. Well, that obviously was not true. Jerry Jones had his panties in his bunch about the whole COVID mess. Listen, I think what everybody needs to do with that COVID stuff, not to get political, you can't talk to the people who lost family members due to COVID that it was bullshit, because it wasn't. COVID was real. But I don't think we had all the information at the time, and, they did what they thought was right. Okay, whether we agree or disagree, leave it at that. Boom, right there. But I think they should all just chalk that up as a learning experience. Amari Cooper's an aloof guy. If they truly want to upgrade, then you go out and get Amari Cooper. Now, you'll know if it was all hyperbole, if it was just they were just blowing hot air. I think Amari Cooper would bring you a certain level. Would it be the end-all, be-all? No, it wouldn't be. It would not be DK Metcalf. It would not. So let's just keep it 100 when it comes to that. It would not be DK Metcalf. Now, we keep hearing Dallas was involved in trade talks with an NFC North team. Well, you got Rashad Bateman, which, okay, maybe. Interesting to me. NFC North team. Or is it AFC? Yeah, NFC North team. So what's that? Jameson Williams? I would, again, these guys want to get paid, These guys want to get paid, which is why you're not going to pay a lot for any of these guys. If you're looking for a contract, You might, Dallas, you know what they're going to do. They're not going to sign any of these guys long term, meaning a Jameson Williams. Where's this guy going? Where are you going? Slow it down. Look at this punk, right? Really? You going to come right at me? I just realized you got to get over. There we go. The numbnuts are out. There they go. They're out. The weather gets warm, the numbnuts emerge. Jesus. Fuck. Anyway. Jameson Williams, speedster. I don't know what kind of routes he runs, to be honest with you. We heard the Steelers come out and say, well, Pickens. Bruce Pickens, right? Pickens, who was crossing his fingers during the draft that a move would be made. Well, a move was not made. And Pickens, Steelers are saying, he's staying for now. Well, nobody's offering what they want. Again, it won't be a number one pick. So, Mark was saying something about, we knew that Dallas was getting 2 comps. I thought it would be higher than a 5, but right now, I thought we'd be getting 3 comp picks. But we'll have to wait and see on that. At least 2 5s next year, so keep that in mind. We have 3 5s again. So, I'm leery to give away a 4 for a look-see guy. I told everybody this. I'm a little leery to give away a 4 to a guy who's, like stopgap. Just give up a number 2 pick for a Pickens if that's who you want. Just go do it. You're not getting them. You don't have to give a 1. Just give a 2. Be done with it. And go get yourself a young. But you may not have to, because I believe he's on the final year of a deal. So you can give him maybe a 3rd round pick. Probably a 3rd for Pickens. But Dallas ain't doing that. You know they're not doing that. Dallas will give up their 4th round pick, like they always do. But why not just go be aggressive now? I think you got to wait. I think today's the final day you wait, and then you don't lose your draft capital. I think you can sign somebody today for whatever, and you get to keep next year's comp picks. So go ahead and get Amari Cooper. Just go get him. If you don't want to make a trade, which I'm okay with. To me, making a trade would have been a DK Metcalf. I like Courtland Sutton, but he's 30, the same age, or no. He may be a year younger. He may be 29. I'll have to look that up. Something tells me he's 29 years old. So, again, I don't want to give a lot up for Courtland Sutton. You know how this works, people. He's got 2-3 years. But we keep hearing Jerry talking about Dak's window in the next 2-3 years. What does that tell you? Dak ain't seen the last year of his contract if they're not winning Super Bowls. So, Super Bowl, whatever. Relax. Super Bowl. Stop hanging on my words. Super Bowl. Whatever. Playoff. NFC Championship game. How's that? I don't want to get people carried away. That's kind of how I look at it. Jerry said it. They got 2-3 years with Dak. And then, as anybody knows, it's a crapshoot with the quarterback. Joe Milton III. Maybe he's the guy. Maybe it's somebody that they're going to draft. But if that truly is the case, then give him somebody. Shut up the people who say he don't have anything, right? What can we argue about? What can the Dak defenders bitch about if we go out and give him a solid number 2 quarterback? All right, you went out and got a running back. We're hearing how great Jadon Blue, game breaker, right? You brought in Javonte Williams. You upgraded the offensive line. You sure as hell upgraded the defensive line with some studs. So you upgraded the defensive secondary with a Savon Ravel, who first round graded talent, dropped to the 3rd because he's coming back from an ACL. Again, really not much excuse, right? So go get him that. And that would allow people to put the cards out on the table. And we'll see what Dak's made of going forward. Right? He's got guys on a 1-year deal trying to prove it, which I like. Jalen Tolbert. You got Jalen Brooks in the house, my guy from last year who I love, but whatever. You got Kevontae Turpin, where now they're going to use him right. Dallas is going to use him right. You know, he's learned so much. They didn't use him right. Okay, well, we'll see if they use him right. Stop making excuses for yourself. So, but go out and get yourself, to me, go out and get yourself a veteran corner, you know, just to hold down the fort coming out of training camp. There's no real rush as long as you agree to something. You know, bring him in. You bring him in. But I think veteran wide receiver who is familiar with Dak Prescott, who's had his best years with Dak Prescott. Now, Mark Holmes did say that Amari Cooper set an NFL record for receiving in one game last year. So we can't say Amari is shot. Amari may not be what he used to be. But I think I would say that receiver is one of the hardest positions to come in mid-season. Or, let's be honest, the trade deadline is not mid-season, it's past mid-season. And have an effect. You know, I expected more out of Amari in Buffalo. So, bring Amari in for a 1 or 2 year deal. I would be okay with it. Now I'm stuck behind a train. I hear a train a-coming. It's rolling around the bend. Here we go. Here we go. Choo-choo. I hear a train a-coming. It's rolling around the bend. I hadn't seen sunlight since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. I'm back. Anyway, yeah, I would rather have, I mean, you know, listen, what's left? You put in the comments. Do you want Keenan Allen or Amari Cooper? Or did Keenan Allen go to Tennessee? Mark was saying both things, so I'm confused. I just think if you're doing just a straight, I just think Keenan Allen may offer you more. I don't think so. I think Keenan Allen's done. You can't stay healthy. Go get Amari Cooper. Bring him in for 2 years. He's 30. Give him a 2-year deal. Bump his number. Spread it out a little bit. Make him feel happy. And go from there. If not, make a trade. You're getting 2 more comp picks. Go get you a Pickens. Go get you a Jameson Williams. You know, just go do something to shut the people up, because I think that's what's required right now. So, but anyway, everybody, well, let me get into my spot. There we go. I'm coming in hot, baby. Wow, it didn't beep. Oh, there it is. Like a glove.
Like a glove.